Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 2022 BMW M5 CS. So the standard M5 that this car is based on was produced between 2017 and 2023, and the M5 itself was based on the 7th generation of the 5 Series. This CS stands for Competition Sport, and it's basically a more hardcore version of the competition package, which itself was a more hardcore version of the standard M5. But this is the ultimate version of this car, as it has more power, less weight, and altered bodywork. The less weight, the reduction in weight, should I say, comes down to a lighter hood, front splitter, exterior mirror caps, lip spoiler, and rear diffuser, all of which are using carbon fibre reinforced polymers. So yeah, not only does that reduce the weight, but also it will make the car a lot sharper to drive, and also means that any additional power that it's got is not being wasted on lugging around additional weight. It's also got carbon ceramic brakes, bucket seats for all 4 seats, and 2 heat extractor vents on the bonnet to make the car that bit more efficient at dispensing of heat. So yeah, a really rather impressive looking car, to be honest. Not a fan of the gold in terms of the gold on the vents, but the gold wheels I do like, and yeah, at least the vents aren't massive like they are on some more modern BMWs, which is a relief, because yeah, they look absolutely awful. I've never been a fan of that look that some BMWs have gone for. So yeah, the interior is pretty nice. It's not massively changed over the standard car. Like I said, it does have the bucket seats for everyone, in fact. Usually it's just the front seats that get that treatment. But yeah, outside of some CS badging and such, it's not massively different, but doesn't really need to be, because the M5 interior is a pretty good one as far as saloon cars go. So yeah, still plenty of room in the back, even with those bucket seats, which is good to see. Although yeah, you only have 2 seats in the back, which does reduce the practicality a little bit, but that has not been the case for the boot, which has not been sacrificed for anything at all. So still plenty of room in there. Got the usual quad exhausts, and yeah, just the additional bodywork does look really rather nice, especially the front splitter, the new vents on the bonnet, and the rear spoiler. And yeah, in terms of power, well, it's not massively increased over the competition package, as it only has 9 extra horsepower, resulting in a 626 horsepower, 553 pounds-feet of torque, 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8, which is plenty of power, quite frankly. And in fact, this is the most powerful engine that BMW have made for a production car. It is not their most powerful vehicle in general though, because the successor to this has a slightly less powerful engine, but because it has an electric motor and batteries to go alongside it, actually produces more power than this at more than 700 horsepower. So not the most powerful car that BMW have produced, but definitely the most powerful engine. So yeah, it's a shame that they've not coupled the electric power of the new M5 with this one to produce probably well over 800 horsepower, which would be mightily impressive. But yeah, maybe the car just could not deal with that amount of power. But yeah, still an impressive looking car. Weighs in at 4,023 pounds, which is about 100 pounds less than the standard car. So yeah, slight reduction in weight to go on top of that extra power means that yeah, that power is able to be used more efficiently, and yeah, not being put to waste. So yeah, nonetheless, let's get out to the open road and see what this car can do. Right, so here we are at the drag strip, so let's see what this car can do before we hit the speed camera, and then we'll get it around the track. So yeah, with all-wheel drive and a huge amount of torque and power, this is actually pretty lightning fast off the standing start, and yeah, more than capable of getting up to a good rate of speed before we hit the speed camera. No issues at all, nearly 149 miles an hour there, which is mightily quick for a £4,000 plus saloon car. Granted though, it is a lighter saloon car than its standard brethren, which we also have on this game from 2018, as it weighs 347 pounds less at 4,023 pounds. So yeah, that's quite a drop in weight. It's not a massive drop in weight over the competition package though. It's apparently only about 70 kilos less than that one. But that's still a reduction regardless, and yeah, it's got more power than both the base M5 and that competition package as well. It's got 9 extra horsepower over the competition package and 26 extra horsepower over the standard M5, which is a decent increase. We are on low-end S1 class as well, and those are the stats, which are all fairly fantastic. To be honest, I have no issues at all. Usually braking is one of the big issues with a lot of cars that we get on this game, but that is no issue here, especially considering it's got those carbon ceramic brakes. And then you got the launch, acceleration, handling and speed, which are all fairly excellent as well. So yeah, this is looking like a really rather good all-rounder, but the true test of a sports saloon is whether or not it can handle itself around the track. Obviously, again, it still does weigh quite a bit, and the all-wheel drive system has the potential for inducing some understeer. But nonetheless, let's hear what the car sounds like, and then we'll talk about it some more. So yeah, overall it sounds decent. It's not my favourite sounding BMW by any means, but neither is it my least favourite. And yeah, at least the turbochargers don't sound like they were completely overwhelming the engine. And yeah, in terms of handling, it's fairly solid. It does have some understeer, which you might well expect from a car that, you know, has 56% of its weight up front, while also having all-wheel drive. But it's easily curable, and at the end of the day, if you just want some fun with it, you're able to get that as well, because it does like to slide, despite having that all-wheel drive system, which naturally would offer plenty of grip. But yeah, you can still overcome that by being an absolute lunatic with the car at the end of the day. And yeah, it's easy to be a lunatic with this car given how quick it is in terms of acceleration. 0 to 60, despite its weight, is dealt with in 2.6 seconds. 0 to 100 is dealt with in 6.2 seconds, and if you have no limiter, which we certainly don't on this game, you're going to get up to 209 miles an hour, which is, yeah, monumentally fast. Now, whether or not you can do that in real life is up for debate. You know, apparently you can only do 190, but still, even 190 is still pretty damn quick for a saloon car of this size and weight. And yeah, that is about 0.2 of a second quicker to 60 than the standard car, and it's about 0.4 of a second quicker to 100. But top speed wise hasn't really changed all that much. It's only about a mile an hour quicker than the standard car. So yeah, but overall it is a noticeable, you know, improvement over the standard car. Not by a massive amount, because at the end of the day the original car was still a fairly good vehicle. You know, you can hardly argue with a 600 horsepower V8 with plenty of, you know, room on the inside and an all-wheel drive system. But they've changed it in the ways that really matter. Yes, they've given it a modicum of extra power, but they've not increased the torque, for instance, so, you know, the all-wheel drive system isn't being overwhelmed off the line. And even though it does weigh less, it's not weighing less in terms of, you know, being stripped out completely or anything like that. They've concentrated the weight saving on the exterior rather than the interior, which is also nice. But they've also changed it in ways that do matter, like the brakes, increasing the downforce so you have extra handling through the corners. So yeah, very, very modest upgrade overall, but a noticeable upgrade nonetheless. And yeah, one of my favourite modern BMWs, quite frankly. And yeah, for a first time edition for the M5, never had a CS version before. They've really rather pulled it off as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, you can get this car by getting 20 points in the current festival playlist. It's well worth getting. It's easily one of the best sports saloons out there. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.